Hey friends, I wanted to touch on what really brought me to not only really dive deep into astrology, but also start marrying it with herbalism. In 2020, like a lot of us, I got curious about a lot of things. I didn't have as many outside voices coming in. I spent a lot of time meditating, working out, reading. I wish I was one of those people that started TikTok during 2020, but I wildly stayed off the internet. The internet was a little too much for me, and I instead put a lot of my time into astrology. That also led me to a year-long intensive study underneath a mentor where I was really able to learn not only about my chart, but how to read other people's charts as well. And that's what began my career in offering natal chart readings, how to return readings, relationship readings for a lot of other people. I also at one point was offering tarot readings, though in 2024, I did close my books for the foreseeable future for tarot readings. It was just a lot of folks have recently asked why. It's because I wanted to. A lot of people are looking for like a more juicy answer. No, I just wanted to. So after really diving in deep, I finished my year-long intensive study in 2023. And that's when readings started to ramp up. I offered them in person. A lot of my clients were online, but I found here in Waynesville, there's a lot of folks seeking a spiritual guidance in person, which is something I never really experienced to happen. I also do a lot of readings for 12th House AVL, which is a queer-only dance party at the Odd in Asheville, North Carolina. It is something I love doing. It's the last weekend of every month. And though I don't read for every single event, every chance I get where my schedule's open, I'm reading for that event, because the ability to read for other LGBTQ folks, phenomenal. It's really cool to see people's charts and be like, oh, okay, here's where that trauma's coming from. Would love to kiki with you about it. And a lot of folks are really open to it, and they're open to that conversation already. And even if they're not, there's been some folks that are a little more cautious. We have a conversation and then they see how real astrology is. And that's my favorite. Along the way, I also got into herbalism. When we decided we were moving here, my wife and I, in 2022, one of the main reasons was that we wanted to live in a place that had seasons where we could be really connected with the earth. We also wanted to buy a piece of property that allowed us to cultivate on the land there and be real stewards of the land. And I do always like to acknowledge that I am living on stolen land, especially here in Western North Carolina. We are trying our best to be self-sufficient, being able to provide for our family with different methods of preservation, like freeze drying. I'm starting to get into canning a little bit, but really focusing on cultivating the land in an ethical and a sustainable way. So this will be my first year growing my own herbs. I got really into foraging around 2021 in Florida. I don't know if you know, but it is not so great to forage there. You can find a lot of mushrooms, but you can't find like stinging nettle I can find here all the time. There's elderberry trees. We moved into a bunch of blueberry bushes and raspberry bushes and blackberry bushes already there. That doesn't happen in Florida, especially South Florida. So moving here gave us an opportunity to really connect with nature around us. And not that you can't do that in Florida, but it's really hard on a zero lot line to have your house here and your neighbor's house here. And you kind of have no privacy. I'm able to sit in the back, sit with the trees, play with my dogs, and be outside, listen to the wind, and take walks around the neighborhood and see friends and allies like yarrow or nettle, like chickweed and mullein. And it really got me into diving deep. So the last 2 years, I've been really taking my herbal studies a lot more seriously. I am the general manager of Waypoint in Waynesville, North Carolina. We are an herbal apothecary, and that's where I am now. I get to work with and communicate with these herbs all day, every day, and be a pivotal point in my community, offering some gentle guidance and just sharing what I've learned about, especially the herbs that are here in Appalachia. That's a little bit about me. in the herbal astrology realm. I am working on finding ways that herbs tie in with astrology and people, because it's all a big old triangle of above and below and right beside you. And it's been incredible, even just working with the seasons of the year. That's something I do like to talk with folks about, is my spirituality as well, because I was an atheist for a very long time. I dabbled in a little Buddhism, and then I found my way to eclectic paganism, or neo-paganism, some people call it. And it really gave me a lot of comfort, and it felt like, oh, this is what I've been wanting. And I identify as an eclectic or neo-pagan because I don't just have one set of beliefs. I do bring a lot of my secular Buddhist beliefs into my spiritual practice of paganism, but I love the ability to follow the wheel of the year. That is something that gives me a lot of comfort. I have seasonal depression, and it's just, it's comforting to know that the trees know when to release, and I see them and they see me, and I know that they will bloom again, and I'll bloom again too. And to take that pause, being able to dive in, and it makes something beautiful out of something that can feel not so beautiful. Learning how to rest and how to not push yourself is tough, but having herbal allies, and even just allies in nature that are going through the same thing, that are here to walk you through it. That's a really beautiful part of my personal practice, is spending a lot of time in nature. I'm very lucky that I get to work with herbs all day long, and I'm excited to always learn. That is something that just drives me forward. My moon is in the 9th house. I thrive at learning things beyond myself, traveling different places, astrally traveling different places. That is something I'm very familiar with, is lucid dreaming and astral projection. And I was doing that before I even knew what I was doing, and it was terrifying. But I'm learning, and have been learning, how to constructively work with that piece of me. So that's a little bit about me. I'm really excited to get to know y'all more, be able to show more of what I'm doing. Doing long form video is something that I have very much been waiting for the right opportunity and the right timing for, and I feel like I've finally gotten there. I feel like I'm finally comfortable with myself and the people around me and my community to show a very intimate side of myself, and my practice is my spiritual practice, is my state of being. It is terrifying to show people that. It's terrifying to say, hey, I do magic, please don't scream. Or people that even just get really upset. Every once in a while it happens, not often, but I do wear pentagrams, and people will sometimes assume that I'm a Satanist, or assume that I'm not spiritual. And no, I'm just a pagan. It's a symbol of protection. Thank you very much. It's interesting, but I'm gotten to the point now where I'm comfortable with it, and I go, okay, if you don't like it, cool, great. But this is how I use that symbol, and it brings me a lot of peace, and I wear it so I keep everything in. And that way I'm protected. And being able to talk to y'all things too about even wearing a veil. Veiling is something that I'd love to go into more and be able to talk with people about, and protecting your spiritual headspace and your body and your being. But yeah, I'm just happy to finally feel comfortable in a place where I can share my spiritual practice, show you how it has really impacted my life. Hopefully it'll help you work with the energies that find their way to you, whether good, bad, or indifferent. I just want it to empower you more. So thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, please don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions, pop them down below. I'd love to get back to you. Don't forget to subscribe to my free weekly newsletter. I post that every Sunday, giving you information about the week ahead, how to spellcraft for different transits, things like that. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.